on to our first actual like story. Let me pull this up really quickly here. There it is. Boom, boom. Okay. So the Thunderbolts director, Jake Schreier, is in talks to helm the X-Men reboot. This is obviously, as you can see from Comic Book Movie and Mark Cassidy, looks like Marvel Studios has finally found a director to take the helm of the long-awaited X-Men reboot. According to Deadline, Marvel is staying in-house for MCU debut of The Children of the Atom, with Thunderbolts director Jake Schreier in early talks to step behind the camera. Apparently, early reactions to Thunderbolts and buzz about the movie being viewed as a return to form for the studio sealed the deal for sure after months of meetings with potential directors. Marvel Schreier had an incredible experience working together on Thunderbolts, a film that has since won over critics and fans, becoming Marvel's best reviewed film since Spider-Man No Way Home in 2021. While that recent meeting sealed the deal, Marvel execs were well aware how much Schreier loved the X-Men comics, an early sign that he would ultimately get one of those meetings to pitch his vision of what a new X-Men movie would look like. Thunderbolts has performed pretty well at the box office so far, but it's hardly been a runaway success. The movie was a big hit with critics, however. Let's see. So this is for this week. 4.3 million Wednesday for Thunderbolts, down 42% versus Tuesday for a 91.1 domestic box office cum. That's about 8 million tickets sold over the first 6 days, bit below 8.4 million of Eternals, and well below 10.4 of Shang-Chi in the first 6 days. Though new actors will almost certainly be brought into play, the main characters for this reboot, most of the cast of the 20th Century Fox era films, are set to return for Avengers Doomsday. They are also expected to appear in Secret Wars, so the OG team might factor into the new X-Men's debut in some capacity. The no casting announcements have come in. Several actors are believed to be on the studio's radar for key roles. Harris Dickinson, Babygirl, which I just, bro.
You guys did it. You did it. Trade Coffee is back. Oh my gosh. I'm so happy. I love Trade Coffee. They are my lifeline at this point. I love them so much because coffee it's an essential for me. And I know it's not just a drink. It's a ritual. It's a lifeline. It's the bridge between half asleep and ready to conquer the day. And if it's that essential, why would you settle for anything less than extraordinary? That's where Trade comes in. It is the #1 U.S. coffee destination. It brings you fresh coffee from over 50 of the country's top roasters. You take the quiz, and in under a minute, they're going to match you with your perfect coffee. If that first bag isn't quite right, Trade's going to replace it for free until they nail it. If you're headed out on summer vacation, with Trade subscription flexibility, you can pause it, or you can shift delivery while you're away and resume when you're home, ensuring you'll come home to great coffee. And that's exactly what I've been doing. I have gotten to a place where I got this massive, huge, big bag. And I'll be honest, I thought, I'm not going to be able to go through all this. Blasted through this bag because it's so delicious, and I'm showing it off to everybody. When people come over and they're visiting guests, you got to try this coffee. And that's exactly what I do. I got everybody talking about Trade, and that's why they came back. And right now, Trade is exclusively offering our listeners 50% off your 1-month trial at drinktrade.com/Christian. That's drinktrade, TRADE.com/Christian for 50% off your 1-month trial. drinktrade.com/Christian. You know why they're back, guys? Because of you guys. That's why they're back. You guys have seen how good they are. Get yourself some Trade. You will not regret it.
I just saw Babygirl last night. Jesus Christ.
Oh, I saw that in Nosferatu on Christmas, and I had the horniest Christmas.
Jesus Christ. That was maybe the horniest I have ever seen of a like, my God, bro.
I respected it. Everybody was like, oh, this little tame Gen Z movie is like, so nah.
Ain't no damn Gen Z movie, bro. Ain't no damn Gen Z movie, bro. The very first time, she's like, no. He's like, nah, just you good. I was like, what am I watching?
See, like, Challengers came out, and I loved it. I think it's a well-made movie, but everybody's like, oh my God, it's so scandalous. And then I was like, Babygirl, that's what I'm talking about.
Good Jesus Christ. All right, let me finish the story real quick. I know this wasn't, but Harris Dickinson, Babygirl, The Iron Claw, Triangle Sadness, and Jack Champion, Avatar, and Scream 6 are reported being eyed to play Cyclops, either one of them. with the Bears, Ayo Edebiri, and Jurassic World Dominion star DeWanda Wise in line to play Storm. Kitty Pryde and Gambit are also expected to be on the team. More recently, Hunter Schafer was rumored to be up for Mystique. Wow, I love that casting. Julia Butters, the Gray Man and Fablemans, is said to be in talks to play Kitty Pryde, and Margaret Qualley is on the studio's radar for Rogue. Earlier in the year, we reported on a slightly more out there rumor that Denzel Washington might be set to play Magneto. We don't know if any of the actors listed above are still or ever were in contention, but now that the project is a director attached, we should be getting casting news pretty soon. Plot details are still in the wraps. The movie doesn't have a release date. Michael Leslie is penned a script. Okay, I really have to blow my nose, Coy. I'm dying over here, so I'm going to go ahead and kick it to you. You let me know what you think so far.
Okay, get after it. I am very excited for this. I really, really enjoyed Thunderbolts. I think it is a perfect kind of testing ground for something as big as X-Men. X-Men is huge. X-Men is the next wave. And if you can do something on for today's superhero film, modest budget, it's not 250, 300 million. It was just sub of 2, I hear. Hell yeah, because this movie felt huge. It is now, as we see with the new title, a blank level event. And I really honestly feel like it was about underdogs that were misunderstood. A world that hates and fears them, perhaps, is not too many steps away. It also showed a great team dynamic. It also showed that he can handle a lot of different subplots leading towards a great unifying effect. All of the things that make X-Men work are there. Like, all the ingredients are there. Also, like, selfishly, I see the characters like he seems to. Like, I really thought he got Bucky, he got US Agent a beautiful redemption adjacent arc without being too redemptive to undermine the actual impact of his actions. He made me care about, the characters from the comic books that don't get a lot of time. So if you add X-Men that we already love, like, I think this is a great idea. If the script is right, I think he's definitely the guy for it. And I think this is also a great vote of confidence on Thunderbolts. Go see it.
Yeah, no, I think that it is a good attachment personally. Jesus Christ, man, that was awful. That was awful. I'm glad you were able to vamp as long as you were, bro. That was something just that the whole show would have left. If you had seen what just happened. I do. I'm so worried that when I read another story, it's just gonna be like, all right, bitch, you want to talk that long in a row? Fine. But like, that was intense. I say all that to say, no, I do think that this is actually a good choice for director. I do think he did a really great job with Thunderbolts. I think the main focus of Thunderbolts, like you said, not only this idea of people that are either not liked or hated or things like that being put in a position where they're trying to save the day. I think we're able to talk about serious stuff. He found a way to take serious stories like mental health, depression, domestic violence, because you see some of that with, some flashbacks. I won't get into specifics there to try and avoid any spoiler talk right now. But you did see him take very serious stuff and find a way to plug it in and make it work and not feel heavy fisted. But when we needed to get serious, we were able to get serious and still come back and tell a joke to lighten the mood. I just think that it was just very well done on how that worked. And so to that point, I think he can also just dominate with X-Men. I think that's good. I think what it's really going to come down to now is the casting, because this is something that a director may last a movie or only for that particular franchise where we know this is all connected. So
and you're playing the long game like a showrunner. This is like or not the showrunner, like the guy that's directing the pilot, how it sets the tone, and that's why they get residuals forever. Like you're building, that is going to be X-Men, right? Because we're going into this giant mutant saga. Whoever's going to make the first X-Men movie has a very establishing tone, and I like the tone of Thunderbolts. I agree with you. It is very capable of handling heavy subject matter without being heavy-handed, and that is important for X-Men. So this sounds awesome to me.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. But we want to know what you think. Are you on board? Are you on board with this idea of Jake Schreier getting behind the sticks and genuinely taking over X-Men and being the director that takes us into the promised land? We need to know what you think down in the comments.